because that was not what this interview was designed for. You can design an interview for various reasons. You can take one topic that can be a controversial topic and make an entire interview around it. Even not speaking is in a way an answer. But there were a few people who had approached, but they had their reasons for not doing it. Hi, this is Arbaaz Khan and you're watching me on Indian Express.
Arbaaz Khan has decided to take us on a nostalgia trip with the Invincible. So Arbaaz, tell us, how was the Invincible found? How did the idea come upon?
So basically, it came from my dad. So we've been hearing my father for the longest time. काफी सालों से हम सुन रहे हैं, उनकी बातें सुन रहे हैं, उनकी wisdom से हमने काफी कुछ कोशिश की अपनी जिंदगी में उसको यूज करना. And लगा कि उनके पास बहुत कुछ है कहने के लिए. और हमारे खुद के फैमिली के अंदर जो फ्यूचर की जनरेशन है, शायद उनको भी नहीं पता होगा कि उनके दादा कहाँ से आए थे, उन्होंने क्या स्ट्रगल किया था, उन्होंने कैसे जिंदगी में अचीव की. ये जो प्लेटफॉर्म जो हम बच्चों को मिला है उनके थ्रू मिला है, तो वो चीजें जो है वो मैं चाह रहा था कि कहीं ना कहीं डॉक्यूमेंट किया जाए कि फ्यूचर जनरेशन, इफ नॉट एनीबडी एल्स, हमारी फैमिली में ही लोगों को पता चले कि उनके दादा कैसे थे, परदादा कैसे थे, whenever that happens. क्योंकि मैंने ये देखा है कि हमारे काफी लेजेंड्स जो हमारे फिल्म इंडस्ट्री के पर्टिकुलरली बेचारे, मतलब आई वुड से कि अनफॉर्चुनेटली they never got documented in the right way. There's so much to learn from them. I don't know whether we've got very extensive interviews of, say, Mr. Raj Kapoor or Dev Saab or R.D. Burman or Bimal Da. So many of our great people who've gone in the past. Who I can just go on and name Dilip Saab and so many of them that we could not really get a lot out of them. Maybe an assorted interview here, maybe an assorted interview there, maybe on one topic, but nothing to really get a biographical kind of an interview from them, like a documentary. So it started with my father. I interviewed him and then I said, why stop at him? There are so many more people and some too around me which I know which need to be interviewed, like Helen Auntie is there, then Vaida ji is there, Bhatt Saab is there, Shatru ji is there, and Dharam ji was there. Unfortunately, he wasn't well when I was trying to shoot it. That's when I kept a set. So that's when I said Javed Saab was there. And then I said, let me approach them and let me make a kind of a series out of this. And then we thought about how we title it, and then we were thinking of names and this and that, and suddenly Eureka moment, I said, no, I'll call it the Invincibles, because they are Invincibles. They are like, then I called it the Invincible series with them, with Arbaaz. And that's how we started shooting it. And then I worked on each of the episodes. I did a bit of research before, because it's much as it looks very fluid and very and lucid, it's actually a very well planned, worked out interview.
There could be a lot of things that can become sensational and that could have got you big numbers. But as an actor and someone from the industry who knows these people personally, did you discuss with them what they would like to discuss, or was it just your call?
No, it was understood that I was not going to go and go too much and probe or kind of corner them.
Yeah.
It was understood that because there's first and foremost there is no need, because that was not what this interview was designed for. You can design an interview for various reasons. You can take one topic that can be a controversial topic and make an entire interview around it, and half an hour would still be less. I made a half an hour interview of pretty much their entire film life.
Yeah.
It was difficult, to keep it just so crisp and so much, because there's much more. So you can do that, but that was not my intent. My intent was purely to let people know who these people are and what they really felt in what different stages in their life. It was not about taking a particular topic and badgering them on that. No, it was never meant to be that.
Yeah.
We touched certain topics and we allowed them to speak about it. If they were comfortable, they spoke about it. If they're not, even not speaking is in a way an answer. When you say, I don't want to answer this question, is actually also an answer in a way that don't go far.
Right. And of course, Salim ji is known to be so vocal about things. But getting Helen to speak about that was amazing. But Arbaaz, tell me, was it a very sensitive moment that time when you were shooting that special episode with her? Like, how was that experience?
Of course it was. In fact, much as people think that it must have been very easy for me to get the likes of Helen Auntie on the show, Helen ji on the show, it was not so. She was quite resistant actually to be on it. I had to shoot a pilot episode with my father to tell her that, see, this is what I want to do. So, of course, she had the confidence in me. It's just that she's a little too private.
Yes.
And a lot of people are that way. I won't name some people, but these may seem like the 6 people who finally I've shot with. But there were a few people who had approached, but they had their reasons for not doing it. They just don't want to be back in the limelight. They just don't want to. They just don't feel that they don't want any glorification.
Right.
Like I feel right now, most of these people in some way are getting validated and they're feeling good, because even my Helen auntie today gets excited. You know how many people called me.
Oh,
you know how many people said the show is good, and how many people liked me in the show, and how many people liked you in the show. And so I can see that she's still happy and excited. My father gets calls from all over the world after the show.
Right.
आपका शो देखा, आपके बेटे के साथ जो इंटरव्यू था बड़ा खूबसूरत था, बड़ी अच्छी बातें हुई, ये वो उनको आज भी अच्छा लगता है, क्योंकि वो तारीफ होती है, उनकी बातों की तारीफ होती है. बट कुछ ऐसे लोग हैं जो उनको करना ही नहीं है, मतलब they don't, so I'm not going to name them, but they were people who would have made the show very interesting, and they're very interesting people. Maybe after this series I'll probably convince them, because I think I can get something good out of them as well.
And because you take us on a nostalgia trip, we decided to take you on a nostalgic trip. So there are some pictures that you need to react to and tell us the story behind it. Go ahead.
So this is my siblings. This is Salman. That's me, Arbaaz and Sohail. Arpita wasn't there at that time. She was born then, but this was us then. This was shot by a friend of my father's, Daswell. His name was Daswell, and he had a British wife. And their kids had come in also, and there are the other pictures also there. Okay, this is, of course, my son and me. He must have been 2 years old. Yeah. So this is the Filmfare award that I won, and that time they used to shoot pictures post the Filmfare with the winners. So I shot with Rekha ji and Karishma. Yeah, lovely. Very well. Okay, so this is a Maldives family vacation that we had. So this has got pretty much everybody in that family, from the family since then. Now there are members that are not there. Okay, so this is very interesting. This is a picture shot in Indore. That's me in the corner. That's Salman.
What is he doing?
I don't know. I think he wants to go to pee. That's why he's like. Okay, this was very recent. This was at my house where we did a rap party for my movie Patna Shukla, and Salman had come, and then of course Salman and Ravina also share a very great bond. So we did some selfies, and Salman was like, "Okay, let me shoot the selfies," and he just kept going tat 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 tat. I said, "Now you got your stuff, go." So it was quite a hilarious thing, and Ravina posted them because they were quite funny. This is, this from what I recollect was, I think Sunny Sunny does these crazy things. So I was doing a movie with Sunny called Tera Intezar, and Sunny decided that she wants to do a kind of a snap.
Yeah, Snapchat.
Yeah, and she did that with me, and she said, and I was like, "What's wrong with you? Why are you making such a funny video?" And she does all these pranks and funny things. So she made me do this.